Hello everyone, just wanted to update you on our plans for the new Reading the Bible Together scheme, which we will be launching on the 1st of September. We're going to be doing it differently this time to last time. I cobbled together the scheme, divided the passages, sometimes more successfully than others, and we then use that for our life groups and our Sunday evening services. This time we're going to be using a resource, Search the Scriptures, and looking at that for its dividing of the passages, which is different to mine in that it does chunks in books but not a whole book at a time, and switches between Old and New Testament, so you haven't got the long exhaustive periods in any one book. And we'll use the division of the daily readings from there. What we will do initially is add into the email explaining this the questions from the book on each of those readings for the first 3 weeks, so you can see whether actually they're helpful to you and you would like to purchase the book. So we're not asking you to commit to that straight away. Some of you may well find that just reading the chapter for yourself or discussing it with family or someone else will be fine. Some of you may find the questions helpful. The book itself in its introduction suggests setting aside half an hour for devotions using the book with the questions. Some of you might find that's too long a commitment or not quite how you want to run things. Some might find the questions not particularly helpful, so we thought we'd give you a chance to road test them first. So we'll have a program of the readings. We'll release those kind of termly, so you know what's coming up in the coming months. And to just give you a feel, for September to December this year, we will read Luke's Gospel in, I think, about 3 different chunks, Genesis in a couple of chunks, Psalms 1 to 12, and the opening chapters of Acts. That's all we'll get to by Christmas. That gives you a flavour of where we're going to get to. What I'm hoping is to really encourage us to be in the Word together. We can't be physically together, all together in one place at the moment. We are online, but with the building reopening, hopefully in a few weeks' time, and some being able to be there, we're just not going to be physically together. But I want us to be together in the Word, and I certainly know that from the RBT last time, that was very much the feeling that we were reading the same passages each day. We were together discussing these things, and I want to facilitate and encourage that more. Hopefully by releasing a short video, which will go onto the Facebook page, and anyone not on Facebook can have the link perhaps to an unlisted YouTube video. And that video will be me and somebody else reading and just making a few comments on the passage and praying and perhaps linking a song, hopefully about 10 minutes, no longer than that, just to help you with your devotions. And the very act of me drawing others in will increase the sense of togetherness. I'd also like to encourage you to read the passages with others. Now, if you're sharing a house with others, your family or whatever, that's very easy. But with things like Zoom or being able to meet some of us now in other places, I want to encourage those of you who are on your own or even some within families to meet up with others, to do that maybe on a weekly basis, just to encourage each other. And I am thinking, it just depends on time, whether I might actually run 3 times a week a meeting for half an hour just for anyone to join in on Zoom, perhaps in the building at a later stage, where we will just read the passage, answer the questions and pray. And so if you are struggling in your devotions on your own and it would be helpful to be with somebody else, that option will be there. I've kind of got in mind maybe one early morning session for before work, one sort of mid-afternoon, and one evening. I haven't thought that through and can't promise, but if the time allows, I'd like to open that. And it may well be that others could host a similar meeting if they wanted to, and invite anyone to join. So it's really about trying to be in the Word together and journeying together. We're hoping to use the set passage for our life group meetings, and Martin will be helping the life group leaders as to thinking that through. What we're not going to do this time is tie our Sunday evening services to the passage of the day. We want a little bit more liberty to use our Sunday evenings more freely. But what we are planning to do, God willing, for this coming term is actually preach on the life of Joseph from the end chapters of Genesis, largely because the whole theme of God meant it for good, even though others have meant it for evil, is such a helpful theme for us in the current context. But because we'll be reading through Genesis in our daily devotions using this scheme, it will hopefully at least mean that the ministry ties into that to some degree. And I'm also remembering that people did ask me to finish the series in Genesis before we started RBT nearly 4 years ago. And so That's not the primary reason, but I thought some might find that helpful. So that's what we're hoping is going to happen with this scheme. If you've got any questions, please do ask. This video will come out hopefully with the readings and the scheme of readings for this term, with the questions for the next 3 weeks. You can decide whether you want to buy the book or not. And hopefully this will be a chance for us to grow together in God's word as we hear his voice and respond together. Please be praying that it will be helpful to us, and that the Lord would use this to unite us and grow us in our love for him and our love for each other. We want God's word to change us, not just to add to our knowledge. So please be praying as we venture into this new scheme.